Welcome all new and returning viewers. Today the weather's a bit on the dicey side. We're in the garage and we'll be doing a job that I've been putting off for a little bit. Let's have a look at it. Now, for context, a little while ago on the channel I made a video where I converted my standard double passenger seat into a single. I was lucky enough to be able to get one because they're pretty hard to find in good condition. So that was great. I was happy with that. Problem was, like a lot of the vans, the driver's seat was pretty worn, to be honest with you. I also did a video where I added some real nice sort of custom seat covers to them, which smartened up the van no end. However, worn driver's seat. So here's the aforementioned driver's seat with this seat cover on. Like I said, looks pretty good, looks pretty nice. One common thing with these driver's seat is for them to wear on the edges, and mine's no different. And because it's one of those things where, unless you can obtain a driver's seat from a pretty new van that's, I don't know, ambulance converted or something like that, it's really hard to actually find yourself at a reasonable cost a good driver's seat. Ones I've been looking at were anywhere between £250 to £450 in the UK, which I think is quite a lot. And our fundamental thing is with these seats, I mean, because the market is full of either, in my opinion, too expensive ones or equally worn ones, the alternative is to kind of maybe change to some different seats out of a different vehicle. Now here's the seat as we have it. As you can see, these covers looks pretty good, but you can even tell from the cover that this is damaged and fallen away, and it's really giving me backache. So actually getting the seat out of the van is pretty straightforward. You've got 4 normal bolts that bolt down through the rails, just little Torx ones. They come out and it takes it off the box. You've got one, and certainly in my case anyway, one electrical connector. And if you come round to the side, the seat belt anchor point is just on the side here as well. I'll just wander around and show you them up a bit close. Here's the anchor point for the seat belt. The holes themselves, as you can see there, they're just standard Torx bolts that go down into the frame. And the electrical connector itself just simply unplugs. And then you can lift the seat out. So continuing this story, I looked out and around at the marketplace to see if I can find seats that have been converted before or any ideas about other seats. And there are some out there that people use. Range Rover Sport seats were used a few times in examples I could find. And some Ford Galaxy seats, I think that's MPV. So there's some like captain seats that people use, which can be converted pretty easy. But the main thing with all these conversions, it seems that people have clocked onto them, and again, you're into spending maybe £250, £300 on each seat itself, which puts it in the bracket of buying a replacement standard seat, which is no hassle and you can go in. The other factor that came in when I was looking at other car seats too is the actual track of the kind of width of the rails is about 39 centimetres, which is on the narrow side. You find a lot of other cars. I went to a scrapyard and was measuring seats left, right and centre, and most of them are between sort of 40 and 43 are the sort of widest, which means you need a subframe to sit on top of the seating box itself to actually be able to bolt the seats down. Well, in principle, that's absolutely fine. There's nothing wrong with that. It's perfectly safe if you do it properly and all that. I felt, for me anyway, I tested spacing my own seat up in the air, and I felt it gave you a feeling of being too high in the van. And I'm not tall at all, but it almost felt like you were kind of toppling over in the seat. That was my feeling. Didn't really get on with it. So I didn't really want to go down that route either. Also saying welcome to any sort of returning and new viewers. I'm glad you're here. If you could support the channel by subscribing, it's totally free, but it really helps my videos get exposed to more and more people, so we can do bigger, better things on YouTube. So if you could do that, it'd be great. Liking the video if you found something useful here, and if you want one of these fantastic channel logo cups with the logo on the right side, because this was a test one that I did, or a t-shirt or something, there's a link in the description for you to be able to go to my little store and pick those up. Anything like that would really help the channel. But anyway, let's get back to this seat. This has left us in a small predicament. So to sum up, I don't want to buy a brand new seat because I think it's too much money, simply because the market is thin on the ground, because most of the driver's seats are worn in the same way mine is. I didn't want to go for an aftermarket or a seat from another car, because again, the cost was roughly similar to buying an original, and I felt there was a sacrifice there with making the subframe and stuff like that, and I just wasn't really happy with that. So what alternative have we got? So with all that being said, I was like, well, what can I do? Is there any way I can fix or repair this seat? I mean, it's really, after a couple of hours behind the wheel, I get really bad backache in this corner, in the sort of the right-hand side corner. It seems to ache my back a lot. And luckily, I came up with something. So, headed to eBay, and I found me one of these. So as you can probably tell, this is a replacement seat foam for the base of the seat. Now the sides of the seat and the upper is all fine. It's literally the wear in there. So I'm hoping to use this to restore the comfort of the seat, save me some money, and hopefully cure this little aching backache I've got. Of course, in true channel fashion, I've never done this before, so this is probably going to be a mission. So we're going to go and learn how to do this together. So I'm going to flip the seat over, we're going to start taking it apart and see what we can find. Right, so flip the seat up, and I've removed my cover, which I put on. See a nice bit of duct tape repair there to the stitching. Otherwise the seat's not in bad condition. Now, I've no idea how this comes apart, but the base and the back are definitely in two parts, and they look like they've got a join here somewhere. So I think at a minimum, we're gonna have to take these plastics off, this handle and this plastic here, and I'm gonna have to release the seatbelt buckle from here as well to kind of investigate further and see what's next. Okay, so that was simple enough. That just unbolts from there. That is obviously attached to this cable, so don't be wrenching that around. We might have to free that up properly in a minute. In terms of this handle, which we've just taken off, that is simply a case of popping the plastic cover, which I've got in my hand, and there are two screws that screw into there, all using Torx bits. You can see them here, and we've revealed this plastic piece. Now, I'm going to try and figure out how to get this off and the piece the other side. Okay, so I've got the plastic off, and it's got these little clips here. They feel super tight, so go careful when you're kind of pulling them off. Apply pressure to each point. Now you can see where I've got them, so you don't snap these clips, because that would mean that would be flapping around and useless afterwards. I just had a bit of an exploratory, and it looks to me that this is kind of interference fit over this foam. But as I was messing around with it, you can see how much the foam is degraded. I hope you pick up on the camera the way the foam is kind of breaking down. I mean, I'm going to try and pull this cover up, for better or for worse. Clearly it's my driver's seat, so I need it to be operational. But I'm hoping, and maybe this is wishful thinking, I'm hoping to pull this back far enough so I can get the new foam in without having to completely take apart the seat. As you can see, I've started just to peel the edges of it here, and obviously it's going to be a mission to kind of get it back over the new foam. But I'm hoping I'd have to take the whole thing to bits, because that would be a voyage into the unknown for me. Just found another couple of key bits. This piece sort of sits on this part of the frame, and you just kind of put it back to relieve it, and these side toggles go in these holes here, so they're keeping tension on the cover like that. So pop those two out, release that. Hopefully that's given us a bit more to play with. Well, I went for it, and yeah, I've got it off to here. They got this kind of Velcro bits, which obviously stick on the cover, which I don't think I've got on the new foam, so I'm gonna have to try and create something with that. But actually the top doesn't look too bad. You can see here though, in the side where it's all split and this side bolster is completely deteriorated. I think it may pop off the shell. It may do. If it does, I'll be well happy with that. Obviously, there's going to be a big fight in terms of getting the cover back on something like it, but hey, let's try and get this off first and see what happens after that. Well, it's off. So I'm no longer worried about getting it out. I'm worried about getting it back in. But I need to show you this little piece. This little lip was sat in under here. So you're going to have to push it back through along here, and it kind of lips underneath this piece here, if that makes any sense. I was just playing with it, and then it all sort of released itself. So we've got it out. Let's compare it to the new one. Right, so this is our old one. This is our new one. Now you're not going to be able to see me while I do this, but to back up a little bit, hopefully you should see they look pretty much the same. So I'm going to have to do something with these Velcro bits. Now maybe I'll remove them from this old one and perhaps glue them into this new one. I'm not sure, but hey, little win. So what I'm going to try first is actually try and get this back in the frame. I think that would be a starting point. But on the good side of things, all our bolsters are nice and new. It looks the same shape, so fingers crossed I can actually get it back in the frame. So I've kind of wrestled this pretty much into place. I'll get you up a bit closer in a minute. I think it's pretty much in the right place. Some of you may have already spotted a problem though, which I hadn't spotted until just then actually, which is surprising. I got this from France, from an eBay seller, and these holes to allow for the seat adjustment and things like that are not in the foam on this side, which in the end of the world, we're just gonna have to make those holes for it, but it does seem to be in place, sort of. But a whole different story trying to get the cover back on, so we'll tackle that in a minute. But you just kind of wrestle it in. I stood it up to do it because I think it's a bit easier, and pulled it in from the back. So what I'm going to do now is try and mimic these holes along here in the side of there, so I can get it to kind of sit a bit better, and then I can see if it's actually sat exactly where it needs to be. I think it is. I managed to get the foam back through the back, like I was telling you about with this piece that needs releasing. But let's try it and see what happens. So after some sort of hacking, to be honest with you, I want Stanley blades and didn't cut that very well. But basically what you're doing with these holes, you're clearing A, room for the mechanism, and 2, for the clips, which are on here. So this goes at the end, sort of should go in something like that. I'm taking a bit much out of this side, but hopefully it'll be okay once the seat cover's on. It's probably why these bolsters fail a bit actually, because you're taking a fair bit of structure out of these. Anyway, needed to do that. I popped the handle on. Find the handle. I'll show you. Pop the handle back into position and just check the mechanism still does what it should and can clear. And it does. So let's see if we can wrestle this cover back on, eh? Right, so wrestle it back on. A couple of key points I want to show you though. These bars here are like a tension bar for the side, and that's pretty tricky to get this around this corner. My holes kind of line up pretty good. That's back in. The other piece was those, before I clip this other piece back on, I've got this flap which hooks onto the bottom of this barrel. These are the 2 side clasps that sort of go in there. Now I can't really see what I'm doing with this one, so I'm going to flip this up to attach that, but that's the last one to attach, and then looks to me like the cover's back on the seat. And there we are. I've clipped that back up. So it should be all as it was. So I'm going to flip it back up. I'm going to bolt the accessories back on. And then let's see where we are. Hopefully it looks all right. So I've managed to wrestle everything back on. And I think you'd probably agree, I've left the aftermarket seat cover off at the moment. I've actually got a pretty good result. It feels and looks pretty good. So what the plan is, I've left that off because I may well I'm thinking about changing to one of those kind of waterproof kind of dry robe style kind of covers anyway, so I'll kind of see how I go with that. Just it's good if you've been out walking and stuff in the rain, you just jump in and they sort of towel you off or whatever. But anyway, so what we need to do is, there's a couple of things I do need to point out though. Firstly, the clip on the side now, the cuts I've made in the foam worked fine. I had to wiggle it in there, but it's all clipped up and gone back as it was. So don't be scared about buying the one from France. I'll link it actually in the description below, the eBay link for it, because other than that, it seems identical. It all went back together well. The only other thing is, just be a little bit careful with the seatbelt holder here. I was screwing this back together, ready to take up to the van, and the sort of captive nut itself felt a bit grouchy in there, and it kind of went super tight when it was like halfway down, so I wasn't happy with that. So I took that apart and just ran a thread cleaner through that, like a tap, just to clean the threads out of that, and that's okay. But if it gets tight, don't go wailing on it, because if you break it, you're going to have all sorts of trouble and you're not going to be able to use your seat or drive your van or whatever. So go careful with that. That's all back up to the marks and working as it should be now. But yeah, just something to keep an eye out for there. Overall, I'm pretty pleased with how that's come out. I'm dying to give it a go because it's super squishy, so hopefully it'll be way more comfortable. Right, we're all bolted up back in the van. Well, the first sit down, I can already tell it's 1,000 times better than it was. It's actually squishy but supportive. I'm now getting support across my back, which is a bit odd because when you think about it, I've replaced the bottom cushion, but it also, that seems to have had an effect just with the side bolstering too. Maybe because it's a bit more supportive at the bottom, I'm not sure, but immediately I can tell that this is going to be way better. Now obviously I need to go out on a long drive and whatever, and I can report back to you guys and let you know how I've got on. But initial impressions are just have a good seat in it. Oh, it feels great. It feels great. I can't wait to get out and give it a good long drive. Anyway, let's get back to the garage. So I think that's a pretty good conclusion. The seat is way more comfortable than it used to be. Obviously I need to go out on a good couple of hours drive just to kind of feel that, but immediately it feels way better than it used to. It wasn't actually that difficult to do. It was a bit fiddly, but I haven't done that before at all in any stretch, and it wasn't that bad. Done it in about an hour and a half, sort of real time. For you guys, obviously it'd be much shorter than that, but yeah, I think it's a bit of a result. Now I'm going to link the product which I use, the foam, in the description here for the eBay link, but from memory it was about 85 quid, which has given that seat a whole new lease of life, you know what I mean? And that will go on, carrying on being great until the next time that wears out. My feeling is though, with those cutouts they put in for that, I do wonder if that adds to the, I know it's the side you get in and out of, so you're squishing that bolster the whole time, but actually having to cut those bits out to allow for the handles and all for the seat adjusters, I don't think it does any favours in its kind of durability going forward. But anyway, that's not too bad. If that job's going to be every 10 years or so, you spend £80 and then an hour and a half fitting a new seat foam in the back, what's not to like? Like I said, the product links are down in the descriptions. Any of the videos I've talked about, single seat conversion, anything like that, go to the channel pages in the playlists. They're all there for you, and watch a load of videos because I'd really appreciate that. Like I said earlier, please subscribe to the channel. It's free. It really helps the channel grow and reach a wider audience. And if you found something useful in this video, give it a like, or put a comment down below, ask any questions, anything you want me to clarify, or just some discussion about what you would do with your seats in your van. Would you go the same route as me, or would you go for a full aftermarket? I'd love to hear from you. But anyway, thanks for watching everyone, and I'll see you next time.